What is up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back with another coaching VOD review. As always, if you're interested in coaching yourself, please reach out to me at my Discord. You can find a link to my Discord down below, and then you can just message me there. My rate is $30 an hour, so we're going to go through a couple of games and maybe answer some questions from this player if we have some time as well. So yeah, let's just get straight into the game. We're starting on 1-4. Would have liked to see the first couple of rounds, but I mean, hopefully there are no big decisions we missed. Our items so far are sword, bow, and cloak. So these items look to me like an AD opener. I would not feel too bad about slamming a Runons and just having a sword on a unit. I don't feel great about slamming BT, though it is really good on some units like Kha'Zix. And then Giant Slayer as well is a decent slam, but with the possibility of slamming Runons than having sword, I'd rather do that. And we're about to see our augments. So our options for augments are, I think this is Irresistible Charm in English, Weak Spot 2, and Treasure Trove 3. Treasure Trove 2 I know is pretty good here. Weak Spot actually seems like a decent option, and I'm pretty sure Irresistible Charm is untakeable here. At least I know that it used to be. So let me pull over the augment win rates right here, just so we can look at that really quick. So Irresistible Charm, yeah, taken first has a placement of 4.66. That's not very good. Weak Spot I think is really good. 4.44 is pretty good, and then Treasure Trove, 4.44. Wait, am I crazy? They literally have the same placement when taking first. That's funny. So I think you could take either Weak Spot or Treasure Trove here. From this spot, I mean, you don't have. So just generally, how I tend to think about this is like Weak Spot is a combat augment. I think it's really good for like win streaking. Like if you take something like Treasure Trove, I mean, I guess really the other way to think about this is that Weak Spot caps your board out higher later, whereas this is going to give you a lot of econ. I would probably take Weak Spot here, but I wouldn't be upset about Weak Spot or Treasure Trove. I mean, you look at the win rates, they're exactly equal, but I think Irresistible Charm is not very good. It's just not a strong augment, sadly. And we also don't... I mean, these items could become talent items, but they're not like amazing talent items. Good scouting to check and see if anyone else has taken anything. I mean, Weak Spot and Treasure Trove don't really commit us to anything, so it's not like, we see someone else take one and we're like, oh no, we can't take it now. Yeah, I'd be down for Weak Spot here. Alright, so we take Weak Spot. Now we're trying to build a board. I see we also have an Ezreal. We have this Kassadin. I don't know what Mutant is. I can't see. You could pick up the Singe to make a stronger board. Caitlyn's good as well. So what do I play here? Maybe just the Singed Ezreal plus Camille. You do run the risk of potentially just not hitting Innovators and not having a board. But I would probably play those 3 units right now and hold the Ziggs as well. But yeah, nothing great so far to give us a lot of direction. I wouldn't sell anything early. I mean, I guess if you really want to pick up the Alawi, then you have to. I would honestly just play these 3 and then not sell that. And later you can sell it if you have to. But like, imagine you get a box here that has like a Malzahar and a Cho'Gath in it. Maybe you like want to pivot to to mutants. It's pretty tough. So maybe you're just, but like, say you get an orb that has like 2 Kassadins in it and you have a Kassadin too, then selling that Kassadin, it's a very small thing, but it might mess up your game. But yeah, I'd play that. You could play either the Ziggs or the Camille. Ziggs we might end up playing here just for the scrap. And then let's see what we get off this box. Hopefully this gives us some direction as to what we're playing. Okay, so just gold, so we can pick up these units, or we can pre-level here. I don't really like pre-leveling with Innovator openers, because Ezreal 2 is pretty huge. There is one part that makes you want to pre-level is the fact that you really want to hit Echo. But I think in this case I don't pre-level, and I just probably lose. And try to buy those, but Riot Games gets you and you can't buy them. Unlucky. What's the strongest board here? It's probably Kassadin over Singed, and then you just play this board. I'd like to make gold as well if possible. So maybe you just play these 3 units and just sell and make 10. It's interesting to think about. I mean, you can hold this pair and the Camille pair, basically sacking 1 gold to do that, which wouldn't feel terrible either. So I guess, yeah, there's 2 ways to play it. Either just buy these and then hold everything, or sell these and make 10. I really like aggressively making gold, and this is something this player asked about as well, which was there's a mismatched socks video that came out recently about holding pairs, like when you should hold pairs, and the fact that if you hold multiple pairs, it can be better than like losing it can be worth basically losing 1 gold if you hold multiple pairs. So I wonder if Socks looked at this position if he would say that you should hold a Camille pair in the cast or the Nocturne pair. I honestly don't feel. I really like to aggressively make gold. I think like I'm just gonna take the guaranteed gold over anything. So I think here I would just make 10, but I don't think it's too much worse to just hold everything. You shouldn't play the Singe though. It's a bit weaker than the Cassidon. I mean, it's not huge. I don't know that it's gonna swing the fight, but I just think Singed with no synergies is worse than Cassidon with no synergies, just because this unit is a good tank. Well, it looks like we're not going to play it. We're just going to hold some pairs. I think Caitlyn doesn't seem terrible. I don't really like losing scrap. This doesn't seem like that bad of a board. I think I would have rather just kept the scrap in, though. But, I mean, Caitlyn is really good at killing units. So there's an argument to be made that maybe Caitlyn here will kill 1 unit, where Ezreal might not. So, I could see that argument. Will she? Ooh, 1 auto? She doesn't get the kill. Okay. But here I don't know, this gives you so you decide to make 10. I would have rather held the Innovators, personally. Let's also, give me 1 sec to up the playback speed so it goes a little faster. I think I would have held the Innovators plus Ziggs, personally. Just because I think it's a stronger opener than what we have right now, which is Caitlyn plus Darius plus, was it Singe that we kept in? Yeah, like, I don't know, what shop is really going to make this board much stronger? Whereas if you held the Innovators, you can hit a zillion, your board gets much stronger. You know, like a Blitzcrank, at least gives you some scrap. I mean, Blitz here wouldn't be so bad. But yeah, I think I would have held that Ezreal board. And slamming items doesn't really matter here. Like, you could have... oh, sorry, I bumped my mic there. I wonder if slamming the Renons would have actually won you that last fight, but the fact is our board is so weak that slamming items really isn't that big of a deal. It's the difference maybe between killing a unit and not killing a unit, like 2 HP, which can matter like way late game, but doesn't matter that much right now. Versus, you know, like if you have a really strong board, that slamming an item can mean you win the fight or lose the fight. I would definitely put in Swain, just because he's a 2-cost unit. He's going to be a better tank than, yep, exactly like that. I don't feel bad about this board. Like I said, I probably would have rather had the Scrap Innovators in, but I can live with this. We're checking out some other boards. There's an Assassin emblem down. Bodyguard emblem is really good. Looks like we took another huge hit, which makes sense, but at least we made 10 both fights, so we are kind of swimming in money. This might just be a 5-loss streak early game. I involuntarily dabbed there when I sneezed. Ooh, okay. Oh, it's so sad. Imagine if we kept that Ziggs, right? We can get in Yordles plus Blitzcrank here, and it's a first. Now, I mean, I would still play Blitz plus Corki plus Poppy, probably, just because I think these units are not balanced. I think Corki's an insane unit. Even still, I think he's just so good. But like, if you had the Ziggs here, we are chilling in this spot. So that's part of the reason why I would have kept the Innovators plus Ziggs. I think Yordle opener is cracked. Like, if you get a Yordle opener early, it can, especially with Corki, it can actually just secure your entire game. Sadly, we don't have that. But yeah, I would still buy the Corki. I would still buy the Poppy, though it's not really that strong right now. Let's see. Like, if we played, we go down to 12 gold here, play Corki, and say we played something like a Brand. We still can't make gold, right? Because it would be 12, 14... 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and we'd be selling Darius pair. So we're probably not making 20 gold here. Something like this doesn't even look bad. I'm totally fine with this board. It might actually be the strongest. Well, you probably want Brandon over Caitlyn here if you want a slightly stronger board. The only sad thing is you'd have to sell this. I mean, you don't have to sell the Caitlyn, but you wouldn't be able to use the sword. But I think you'll do more damage. Well, I think you'll probably kill more units with Brandon here. But I mean, Caitlyn is like a mythic unit early if you're trying to, I don't know, a legendary unit for killing units. You should pick up the Nocturne, why not? But it's not a big deal. All right, Carousel. Just pick up a glove here, I would say, if you're looking to play. Well, I mean, you have a weak spot, so Last Whisper is less valuable. But I mean, glove is still great for IE. Like IE Renons wouldn't be a terrible spot to be here. You have the Corki as well, but because we have all these AD items, it's really hard to think about like playing Corki from this spot. I mean, you take Glove for QSS wouldn't be terrible. What are our 3 costs here? Bow, Rod, and Glove. I would just take the 3 cost Glove here probably. If I can get it. Nice. I agree with that. We could also look at like if there are any minions units that we really wanted off carousel, but I'm not sure. Okay, so we had Caitlyn too here, which is pretty nice. So I mean, honestly, Caitlyn can carry our early game. It's a bit sad that we can't get Yordles in here. And I also really wish we had a sniper. We're on a 3-loss streak, so we probably make Caitlyn. And then this is a spot where our board is not strong. Okay, so you have to like think about the spot that you're in. Your board is not strong. I don't feel confident that we can win streak from here, so why not just lose streak, honestly? We can't make 30, right? You sell Corki to make 20, and then you have 3, 6, 7 gold that you can make, so you can make 27 here. You can't, you're pretty far off making 30 unless you were to like sell frontline, which is, I think, a bit much. So I'd be down to just play pretty much exactly this board. Yeah, probably have to sell the Corki at this point, though that unit is so good. I wish we could have played Yordles from this spot, but yeah. This positioning's... Like, do we have a reason that we want to position like this? I mean, it's not terrible. I guess it depends on who you fight. It's good versus these Sins players. So yeah, I guess that's your thinking. So if that's the case, that's smart. Killed 1. I don't think we're going to kill another. Oh, wait, no, we did. We killed 2 because he's level 5. Okay, that's nice. I would like to pick this guy up. Yep, that looks good to me. That seems totally fine. Okay, ooh. Like, just imagine, man. The twin shot game that we would have, natural illusion as well, would have been so gross. Our items would have to be totally different, right? We would be like looking to slam like static shiv or something. But like the game from Yordles from here would be really nice. But it's, you know, it's whatever. What from this shop do we really care about? I mean, we can play like a Hextech frontline. I mean, what are we looking to play this board? We're looking to find a sniper to make our board stronger. It could be Ash, and then we could get in another Syndicate if we find one. We do already have this Hextech frontline and the Swain, like we're holding a Swain pair, so it wouldn't feel too bad to... I mean, we could potentially pivot to Bruisers, right? If we have Sejuani and if we find a Violator, we can play 3 Enforcer. So I don't feel bad about picking up these Bruisers. I mean, the board's stronger, right? If you just get in Zac plus Sejuani. Well, the only thing is we need to check if we're gonna lose to other players here. Holds onto the Lucian. I think it's fine. If you sell this Darius, this means you're... we also should probably make 30 here. I couldn't see it because we scouted really quickly. Is that one of the people that we're fighting? What I really care about is this micro rocket person. Yeah, okay. Their board is... It's not that weak, but it's pretty weak. They have 2 items slammed. I imagine we lose to this with our current board. So I feel fine playing this board, though I'd really like to make 30. Like, you sell this, buy this. I mean, you'd have to sell a lot to make 30 here. Maybe it's okay to just... but I mean, it would be 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I would have felt fine about playing Bruisers here, selling everything except for Sejuani, Zac, Swain, and then just played that. And made 30 gold and had a decently stronger board. I think that's your best bet here. Because, I mean, are we really... I mean, late game we might play Hextechs, but still... I mean, holding the Gnar's kind of nice for late game Hextechs, but we can find... Or for like Sivir late game, but we can find an Gnar later. But yeah, I think it's a miss here. I think we should make 30, and we don't really care about holding like Lucian and this kind of stuff. I think the Caitlyn's enough, especially if we find another sniper. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so many pairs. Yeah, I think it's... I don't know about... Wait. What did we sell there? Oh, okay, the Camellia, that's totally fine. Wait, do we level here? You don't need to level here. I mean, you're sacking... I mean, I guess you want to do this to fix your board. Okay, interesting. So we're playing a 4 Hextech board. It's not bad. Problem is our items aren't great for it. Like, theoretically, you could slam items on Gnar. Like, this is a great board. This is stronger than what we had before. The problem is, like, we don't have Lucian items. If our items were like Static Shiv, Morellos, then I'd feel really good about this. But we already have the Caitlyn too, who's gonna hold items well, hold AD items well. So I don't know about this. Just from like a making your team comp make sense with your items route. Just because like, yeah, like I said, our items don't really make sense here. Their board. I'm down to sell the Blitzcrank pair, or the Darius pair, I guess, is easier to sell. There's Swain too. That's really nice. I mean, it's not a bad board. We have 40 gold. We're in a decent spot. The problem is just figuring out these items. Because we're playing Hex Tech from here, like, what do we want to do? I mean, I guess we can carry just late game Sivir items, i.e. Renans. And then we have like a potential redemption, or I mean those items. So like if we slam IE Renans here on Lucian, I guess, or maybe even Gnar, but Lucian's gonna benefit more from the 4 hex tech. Well, he's gonna benefit, whereas this guy won't. And then these items could be echo items late game, perhaps. Senna's not a bad unit. Senna can actually hold the AD items. I'm down to wait 1 round and then have Senna hold these. Yeah, I'm not crazy about this. I mean, Last Whisper is really good, but we already have Weak Spot. And if people don't know, okay, so let's look at Weak Spot really quick. Let me pull up my display capture. Okay, so what does Weak Spot say? It says your unit's attacks ignore 40% of the target's armor. And then let's go look at items real quick. And we're looking for Last Whisper. Last Whisper says when the holder inflicts a critical hit, the target's armor is reduced by 70%. So the way these two interact is that if you crit, you reduce their armor by 70%. So they only have 30% of their armor. Then Weak Spot is going to ignore 40% of that armor. So it's really only ignoring 40% of the 30%, which is what, 12%? This is actually only it's only shredding 10% or 12% basically of their total armor if you hit someone with a Last Whisper. So there's a bit of like negative synergy here. That being said, it's not like the worst. You know, if you have a Last Whisper slammed already and you take Weak Spot, it's not terrible. I just think if you have the chance, I wouldn't feel too bad about building IE Renans here and just skipping Last Whisper. And I also think you could probably just wait around, level next round, play Senna, and then Senna could hold these items. Though, I still would have liked the Caitlyn more, probably. And I'm down to make 20, or yeah, 40 by selling those guys. All right, we're going to go to 6 here. We're at 50 HP, which is a bit low. So you definitely level and play the Senna. And, I mean, you only have 1 pair left to roll for, which is rough. But you should definitely level here to stabilize your HP. 3-2, like, you basically always level. I mean, you know, if you have a really good reason to not level, like if we were playing Mercs, you know, maybe we don't level here, but we probably would still level. But yeah, I think you kind of have to level here, or you're just going to take too much damage. And then I think if you have Senna, if you had Senna with Renan's IE, you might be not necessarily like super stable, but you might be able to win. Or maybe not even necessarily win, but you know, like survive. Look at this great symmetry they have. If you had leveled and put in Senna here, so my thinking is level, put in Senna right here, right to the left of the Gnar. The Gnar no longer gets pulled in this fight. But you do have to be cognizant. You should be scouting your opponents at this phase. There are 2 Blitzcranks, which is really annoying. But if you have a Senna in here, then maybe your Gnar would be able to do some damage. Instead, Gnar gets pulled and we're taking infinite. I mean, maybe we can kill a few. The Swain 2 is really what we... And the Jarvan 2 are what we got going for us. I feel like... I wonder if you have Senna in here if you win this fight. I mean, it's not... A 1-unit loss here isn't terrible. The problem is we're at 50 HP. It's a 2-unit loss. You might win the fight with Senna. You're making a lot of gold, but it's a bit scary. Archangel, Striker, and Ludens. I'm down to just take Striker. I am pretty down to just take Striker from this spot. Because it looks like a Striker game. And you get a Rek'Sai, which is nice. If Sejuani too. Yeah. But in... Oh, we took out Senna. Or we sold Senna. That's sad. When did we sell Senna? I missed it. But it was... Oh, it was right here. Wait. Huh? I mean, Senna's a totally fine AD item holder. No reason to sell, especially over Ezreal. At this phase, I don't think you're ever playing Ezreal. Ezreal, I basically only play it from a spot where I hit like an Ezreal 2 sometime during stage 2 or like early stage 3, and then also have like Singed and stuff. The problem with transitioning into Innovators later is because you need Ezreal and Singed. Like if you want to transition to 5 Innovators late game, it's so difficult because you have to find Ezreal and Singed. So like you could hold on to the Ezreals, but not over the Senna. I think holding the Senna makes a lot more sense, especially because here you get Striker Emblem. You have this. You grab the Rek'Sai. I mean, you have this, and we could have had Striker Senna, which would have been totally fine. I mean, you could put it on Lucian for now. Wouldn't be terrible. I'm not sure what the one roll there is for either. I mean, I think at this point we're just... Yeah, I mean, you want to make your board stronger, but there's nothing to really roll for here. Right? You have 0 pairs, so it's whatever. I still contend that I think IE Renans would have been better, and also slamming them both would have saved you some more HP. And also the fact that we've not seen an Echo yet. I mean, we could have slammed Redemption on Swain once we hit Swain 2-star. It's actually not a bad idea just to have some more frontline. In any case, our board's not terrible here, so we should be able to stabilize a little bit. We're probably going fast 7 and then rolling down to try to find a Sivir. Maybe Irelia Sivir, stabilize our board with 6 Striker. Sounds reasonable to me. And there's an Irelia with Spat. Okay, if Irelia gets taken, then we take Glove. I'm down to just take the Irelia, yeah. I'm super down for that. And we have the sword for Striker. Ooh, not bad. All right. I don't even feel bad, because our gold's pretty high here, right? If I'm not wrong. I don't feel bad about just leveling here, making the Striker Spat. Oh, we can't make the Striker Spat without selling one of them. Oh, we have the Remover. Okay. So then, yeah, make Striker Spat. I would have just used the Remover, honestly, just so we hold on to the possibility of Gnar 2. But I guess we do have to move the items off, so it's fine. I would honestly just level here. 32 gold, put in Gnar, get in 6 Striker, and then you don't have to roll it all until 8, probably. You see, the problem with this is that we're taking out a Swain 2. This is huge, and it's also 4 Hex Tech. I would be totally down. You just pump 32 gold into leveling here. You're only sacking 3 econ. You're going to get an extra econ because you're going to win a fight. Also, if we continue our win streak, we're going to get econ out of that. I would feel totally fine about leveling to keep this in, because this is a huge amount of power in our board that we're taking out. I mean, if we were strong enough, like if we win these next 2 fights, then it's fine to not level here. I'm just not confident that we can win the next 2 fights with this board. So, yeah. And I think if you have Swain in here, you'll 100% win these fights. But if we win both these fights, then it's fine to be a little greedy like this. And I'm not sure, like, maybe these are weaker boards that we're playing against, and this is fine. I mean, it is 6 Striker. I'm thinking of playing it a bit more aggressively, but this greedy way could be totally fine. Okay, I don't think there's anything to be done here. Let's skip to the fight. Yep. But yeah, if we win these 2, then the greediness is going to pay off. All right, nice. Okay, so we played a little greedy there, but I mean, sometimes it's good to be greedy, and if you have a sense for like how people in your elo play, like I feel like high challenger, maybe you get punished, but for not leveling there. But I think here, I guess it seems totally fine to do. Holding the Blitzcrank and the Leonas to potentially play Scrap later, which looks good to me. I love that Scrap Sivir Irelia board, so that's nice. Senna, infinite gold. Okay, I'm gonna go 7 here. That's really nice. Okay, just put the Swain back in. Our items are a bit scuffed here. Does not feel great. It feels really bad, actually. I guess you're slamming a Redemption here, and then saving one of these cloaks at least. The problem is, like, Chalice of Power is a great item, but it has no use in our board right now. But you can't sit on 5 items on your bench. So I would slam a Redemption here, and then wait. Because I like the cloak as an offensive item. Yeah, like, I was thinking about Declaw here, but the problem is, like, what offensive items are we building then? And ideally they go in Sivir later. Like, I would love a Renans late game. You could even live with, like, a Hodge made from tier. But now your offensive items are looking kind of scuffed. But I mean, we will do a lot of damage here. But yeah, we need to slam some. I agree with slamming something there. I just think it was probably Redemption. But we'll see what items we get from this spot. But I mean, yeah, the 6 striker is amazing. And eventually, we're gonna get Sivir in. But yeah, I think we can just chill the next 2 fights. This is great. Yep, just keep pre-leveling and then roll it down at 4-5 and try to find Sivir. Okay, perfect. We hit Draven. I mean, we're pretty dedicated to the striker cause. Okay, we put in Draven here over Lucian. I mean, I think it's a bit weaker, right? Dropping out of 4 Hex Tech. He cares more about the AD. Yeah, good to have a Declaw on a more frontline unit. Yeah, I don't think having it on Lucian made much sense. Maybe you slammed this just because you didn't mean to put the item on Lucian, I'm not sure. We could also scout around more right now and see how many people are in strikers, because it might become a problem when we roll down, but we are pretty committed at this point, so I think we're playing strikers for better or for worse. Okay, and someone already died, so that's nice. 2 picks. So we just have the tier now, so I guess I'm looking for Hodge. We need an offensive item, right? So ideally it's Glove, but it got taken away immediately. So I guess we're just taking Sword here. Cloak? I mean, Frozen Heart's great, but I mean, maybe you can make the argument that we have 2 striker spats, so we don't need as many offensive items. And we just focus on stuff like a Frozen Heart here. It's a bit risky, I think. But I am... There's Galio. I mean, I think at this... I love a Galio, right? And it's great in this spot for the Socialite. I mean, the Socialite Hex is a bit of a weird place for Irelia. It's tough to... I mean, we're taking out 2-starred units here, which is the only hard part, I guess. Jhin? Okay. Ooh, okay, so you're looking to go, like... You're playing super greed here. I mean, I think at the spot where you're at with 37 HP, it's a bit risky to play like this. We'll see what happens. Frozen Heart Galio looks fine. I think this is a spot, and, you know, I've talked about this in some other videos recently, because I really like the, like, go fast 9 angle. I think at this spot you have to roll at 8, though. At 37 HP with no win streak, I think you do have to roll at 8. I don't think you can greed and go fast 9 here. I would love to, but I think you're just going to take too much damage from this spot. So yeah, I think here you should just level to 8 and roll it down and try to find Sivir, ideally Sivir to Irelia too, and just play the game normally. I think you can only really go fast 9 if you're like, oh my god, I shopping with so much gold. Okay, now you don't even need to go 9 because you have level 9 odds at level 8. I would just take high-end shopping and start rolling. New Recruit is also totally fine if you don't think you can cap your board out. Okay, but yeah, this is the greedy. Okay, there's a Jace. I mean, we can honestly play Striker Jace. That's really good. Yeah, Kai'Sa I don't really care for. 2 Victors isn't that great. Jinx is huge. Definitely play Jinx. Grab Silco as well. We missed a Silco. Okay, we need to keep rolling as well. I would play Jace here. What's Jace in over? I mean, maybe there's no space for it, huh? I guess you could theoretically cut some of the strikers. Like cut these 2 for Jace Silco, probably, and just go down to 4. I mean, 6 strikers is really good. It could also just not be a Galio game. I really like the interaction between Galio and Jinx, though, is the only problem. It's actually tough to figure this board out, and I'm also doing it while paused. But I think I would have held on to those units. But I mean, definitely, yeah, the Striker Jinx is good. We should complete our roll here. Don't care about that. We would have liked to pick up the Galio there. That's decent. Brom 2 is huge. Sell the Leona. Okay. The only things here is I would have liked to hold on to the Silcos as well. But it's a decent roll down. We're really close to Jinx too. We had 2 Silcos as well that we saw. Really would have liked to have a Silco too here. It would help the Jinx cast a lot faster and just keep our board alive. So yeah, Silco would have been nice. Our items are still a bit scuffed. We're taking infinite. Yeah, it's tough. But yeah, I mean, we got in Braum too. So yeah, like the alternate board I was thinking of is like these 2 out, or Silco plus Jace. not a bad board. I mean, ideally we would have finished our rolling there and hopefully found Jinx too. But who's to say if we're actually gonna find it or not? But I mean, this is not a terrible board. It's a pretty decent board. Really, we just don't have items. Like, how many items were we getting from Raptors here? 1, 2. Not much, and our items are pretty scuffed. We hit an Echo, but I think this is actually a scenario where you can't find Echo. Oh, we also skipped over a Galio on the roll down, which was rough. Yeah, I really think there's a way to fit in Silco here, and it's over these two strikers, but it makes the board a bit weaker. Maybe you need the damage. The problem is these units are just so useless late game, whereas if we had a Silco 2 Jace 2, then it's a huge difference. So, I mean, I would have held the Silcos. Items-wise? Yeah, I mean, you need to scrap something. Oh, God. I mean, they're rough items, but I don't think this is the solution, right? Let's go to info, units. Let me show my monitor real quick. I mean, like, perhaps you know this and it's just, you're just trying to make the best out of the situation. Jinx's ult already reduces healing in the area. So Morella's on her is pretty... It's not great. I mean, there's some argument to be made that it's, you know, it's damage over time. So, like, there's some... But, yeah, I mean, these are pretty bad Jinx items. What else could we have made? I mean, surely... I'm thinking Zephyr plus Scrap the Tier on Jinx is maybe our best bet here. I mean, the best item to scrap for Jinx is Cloak. I also think the fact that we have... I mean, there's no one else really to Striker here, so I guess Strikering the Galio is our only option. It would have been really nice to Striker the Jace. Oh, yeah. We could have got Jason over these two units, Striker the Jace, had Silco in, and then I think our board's a lot stronger. But yeah, I think it's Zephyr plus Tier here. I mean, I think the items we built just don't do very much. So yeah, I imagine we start losing fights. We also just need to roll more, right? Like, look at how much gold we're sitting on. Why are we sitting on these two Irelias? This is 8 gold. You can sell the Sivir at this point. We already have 6 Striker in. I mean, you can get it in over, like, Rek'Sai maybe. I mean, it gives you Hex Tech, but it makes the front line slightly weaker. But I feel fine about sell, 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 sell. That makes you 19 gold, and then you can roll down and ideally find Jinx 2 Galio 2. Because without Jinx 2 Galio 2, I think we're kind of doomed. But I mean, I think we're doomed either way. Our items were pretty scuffed. Oh, are we going to win a fight, though? Not bad. You need to make income here. I mean, 3 Socialite is okay. 3 Socialite is pretty decent here, but I don't think it's better than, like, Silco plus Jace. Maybe it's Jason, Seraphine in, but we still can't get in, like, Echo. So we can't hit. But yeah, we're never hitting Irelia 3, so let's sell these Irelias and roll. Okay, Galio 2, that's good. And we really need Jinx too, honestly. Yeah, I think I would have tried to get in Silco here. I think he would have helped out the team a lot. Just because, I mean, he's just, like, kind of a broken unit. We didn't hit Jinx too, so yeah. We are probably going to die soon. We also could have moved this Last Whisper over to Jinx. Our items could have been Striker Emblem plus Last Whisper plus Scrap Tier, which wouldn't be terrible. I think that maybe can improve our placement a little bit. Okay, but it looks like we're dead here. Close? No. Edge. Edge at 6. Okay. So where did this game go wrong? I think we played it a little greedy, but it actually kind of worked out here. But I think you should roll here in this spot when you're 37 HP. I think you have to. It kind of worked out because we had the high-end shopping. I think everything prior to this, not so. There's some mistakes early. I mean, I really do. I think not holding this Ziggs early actually put us in such an unfortunate spot, right? Because we could have played Yordles with Corki for so long, which would have generated so much econ and probably been a stronger board. I think making the pivot to Hextech was okay, but I kind of would have preferred to just carry Caitlyn for a while. But it didn't do too poorly for us, and getting the strikers in was really good. There's some argument to be made there. I do think the last Whisper Slam is a little not great because we already have armor reduction here, and they stack multiplicatively, which means they don't work very well with each other. So I would have been fine with IE plus Renan Slam. I mean, also you think about the fact that we didn't slam IE Renans, we slammed Last Whisper, and then our sword item ended up becoming Striker Emblem, which isn't bad. But I mean, if we have IE Renans, we would have at least had two damage items for our carry. Like right now, we're sitting on literally one damage item, which is a bit rough. I mean, the Striker Emblems you can kind of count as like damage items. So yeah, I think there are some small things like you called out here, and then I mean, this style of just playing super greedy, right? Going to level 8, and this is sorry, I keep bumping my mic. I apologize. I mean, it's sit in a better position, so I don't do that. But this style of like rolling down here with all of this gold, it's really tough to play. Like it's difficult on your mind. But I think I would have looked at playing Jace and Silco here. There's no reason to hold Kaisa, right? We can't really build any good Kaisa items. The two Victors are interesting, but I also don't think it's very easy to get to Victor items from here. You could have potentially held them. I would have liked to hold them over the Leonas. We're not getting in 4 bodyguard here. And you can think about getting this in over this for scrap, but it's not great. So yeah, I think I would have just sold everything and held the Victor. Like I would have played a 0-item Victor. Okay, so interesting. I would have held Victor, right? We potentially hit Victor. I mean, we probably would have hit Victor too, right? Because we see like 2 in a shop and then 1 in another shop. I mean, you can say it's the same Victor, but maybe it's not. Like we potentially hit Victor 2 there, or maybe Kaisa 2. We don't have too many items slammed, so I would have held as many 5 costs as possible. If you had Victor 2 or Kaisa 2 here, it can actually just end up carrying your game. I think we just got a little dizzy here because there's so much going on. Yeah, we missed a Galio there, which is sad. We could have potentially hit Tom Kench 2 as well, instead of holding all of these Leonas, which I don't think does much. Oh yeah, I'm like, surely we missed Tom Kench 2, which we could have fit in over some of these strikers. Like, I'll take out these 2 strikers for any 2-star 5 costs, right? Tom Kench 2, Victor 2, Silco 2, you can just play them. I'm interested to see, I'm trying to remember what our items were here. Like, if we had Victor, with these items that we got off Raptors, what would we have done? It still wouldn't be great, right? I mean, Chalice would be better. We could have gone like Archangels or something. It's still not great, and it's really hard to fit in Victor here. But I mean, Victor 2 would help just get through some of the shields. But like, we could have had a Tom Kench 2, Silco 2, maybe Jace 2 here. And I think that would have supported our board more than just these 2 guys. That's just part of capping out your board. And I think we could have hit Galio 2 earlier. And I think we could have slammed better items. Like, if we had Victor 2 here, we could get good items. But I think, I mean, part of the issue is that you're at 6 HP here because you didn't roll down here. Like, we go from 37 to 22, we take 15 because we don't roll here. And we end up getting rewarded by hitting the high-end shopping, but I think you're just supposed to roll here. Okay, I've taken 38 minutes for one game, so I need to... Whoops. Oh, that was all in display capture, huh? Well, I mean, it was mostly me saying stuff, so it doesn't really matter. I need to go to the next game. Okay. This is another game called Sivir 3-star top 4 coaching, so that'll be interesting. Mutant is that's double attack. That's whatever. I mean, it's bad. I don't like it too much. Okay, so interestingly, I think it might be Tiny Titans here. Trying to up the speed. I'll try to go through it quicker just so I can get through this in the amount of time that I have and maybe get to some questions as well. But I do want to check up because Tiny Titans taken first, I think, actually has a decent placement. So I feel kind of decent about. Tiny Titans is 4.42. Debonairhard is 4.51, and Ascension I think is pretty terrible, 4.7. I'm down for Tiny Titans first here. It allows you to play a bit more greedy. The problem is it griefs your carousel priority, but I think it's fine. An extra 35 gold is a lot to work with. They took Tiny Titans. I'm down for Tiny Titans here. Are you gonna take it? Ooh. And Ascension I just don't think is very good. Okay, we take Tiny Titans. Nice. We would really like to play Yordles here. So I would just put in the other Poppy in this spot. It's kind of whatever. I mean, we'll see what we get. I don't know if we have to pre-level or not. sword. Yeah, I mean, not much to pre-level for. I don't think you make this poppy here with the cloak on her. It's really bad. I think you sell it. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it just means you can't slam anything. I mean, I guess we weren't really going to slam anything, but I mean, we have to sell that poppy later. I don't... Oh... I don't think this board win streaks. It might win a few rounds. But I feel like I'm pretty fine lose streak. I mean, we might win some fights. But I think it's a bit... I think we're playing this a bit aggressively from our spot. We have no back line. Like, we have no carry. Looks like we're going to win this fight. I'm interested to see how far this win streak goes. I don't think I would have played it out like this. I think I would have just... I mean, I wouldn't have made the poppy. I would have just held on to all of these units. Ideally, the pairs. I mean, it's not a bad board. But yeah, I think I would have just held on to everything. But okay, we win the fight. And not pre-leveled, actually. We hit a Nocturne, too. We really want to get this in. I mean, you can get it over Darius, I guess. Do Hextech in like this. Yeah, I guess like that. I also don't... like, the sword on Rek'Sai gives us a little bit of damage, but I don't think it's amazing. I mean, Edge of Night's not a bad slam here. I think, I mean, Edge of Night on... Edge of Night on, like, Ezreal would have been good. Like, we sold the Ezreal. It's not a bad board. It's pretty... I'm, like, relatively happy with this board, honestly. Can get Yordles. I'm, like... I don't know. I'm such a Yordles lover. I'm super down. Just play Ziggs, Yordle, Poppy here. Ziggs... Bro, Corki, Poppy here. Play this 2-star. Then next level, get in Swain. You're, like, kind of chilling. Especially with the Tiny Titans. Sadly, like, we're on a 2-win streak. Okay, so I played a game earlier today, right? We hit a super early Talon 2. And I tried to go fast 9 with it, but Talon was, like, really falling off during stage 4. So I ended up taking up infinite damage, and I couldn't go fast 9. I think if I had had a Corki 2 in that spot, I would have been able to go fast 9. I think this unit just does so much damage with a Twin Shot in that, like, yeah, I don't feel bad about taking out all these three units and putting in these 3, especially because we have Tiny Titans. We can afford to play it a little bit more econ heavy. So that's what I do. But we're going to play, like, the super offensive variant where we go for 2 assassins with Hextech and everything, which this is similar to the game I played earlier. So I'll actually be interested to see, and I bumped my mic again, I'm so sorry, how it goes. But we should win most fights. But yeah, I mean, the pivot to Yordles here is, it's not that bad, because we already, like, none of those other units are 2-starred. It's just the Nocturne. Okay, our items here, I mean, we'd love a glove. Yeah. Wow, that's a really weird animation. Yeah, I mean, really like to take glove here. It's a 1-cost glove, so we might get it. No. Cloak or bow? Yeah, I'm okay with either. I guess I would have maybe preferred cloak. Bow's not bad either. Not terrible. Probably for Hextech. It's definitely for Hextech over Assassin. I think it's totally fine to just get it for Hextech here over Senna plus Talon. I think it'll do more for you around the mid game. And then you could even make gold. We're playing like we have like a cybernetic augment, but we don't. It's kind of funny. Not bad though. I think the 4 Hextech board is stronger here, and it also allows you to make 10 gold. So I think that's something that we should do. Because we're losing 2 assassin for 4 Hextech. I think it's just a better buff. Okay, that's a really nice hit. This should also prompt you to just play that, I think. Get the Swain in over the Talon, I think it's totally worth. We're going to make gold here, at least, even if we don't get Swain in over Talon. Yeah, it's not that much weaker, but I think it is stronger to get in 4 Hextech. I think it's a pretty big buff. Looks like we keep our streak. Okay, so really well played, stage 2. Both this game and last game. We had a 5-loss streak last game, and a 5-win streak this game. So really good. Like, that's That's perfect. Now we just have to see where we can go with this. But I mean, 5 win streak with Tiny Titans is amazing, right? You're gonna have so much HP late game. All right, what do we get here? Gold. I like I said, I like playing for consistency more. Um, I mean, you're holding the Talon pair here, which is fine, but I wouldn't have held the Talon pair. I would sell these, make 30, hold this, and just make you make 30 gold and hold the Sejuani. But you definitely need to hold the Sejuani though. Ooh, that's a mistake, right? Um, you definitely want the Sejuani pair. That's just a miss. Lucian good. Yeah, because you held the GP, now you can play Lucian plus GP, which is nice. We still don't have great Lucian items. I think maybe if you want to go like a fast 9 setup, it might be better to start AP items like Rod or Tier. I still think 6 Hex Tech is better here. I think you can argue if you're Assassin, maybe if you have like items on Nocturne. If you have like an IE on him maybe, but in this spot, I don't think so. And I wouldn't feel bad about a Renan slam here. You would probably have to go on the Lucian after this fight. I mean, I would have put in Lucian this fight over the Talon. Yeah. Okay, you can pick that up. But yeah, go 6. Put in Lucian and GP over Talon, in my opinion, is the board. And I would slam Renans on Lucian. Rolling here, it's not the worst. I mean, how many pairs were you sitting on? 1? It's pretty bad. I don't think you need to roll here even. I honestly think a board, you have 2-star units already. I think a board of Lucian plus GP here is totally fine at winning. I don't think you need to roll at 6. I mean, you hit a lot of pairs. Sell this, buy this. You should hold the other pair, right? I mean, the 2 Brahms is really nice. But if anything, you should just sell a Darius for this plus this, because it's very plausible you play this Rek'Sai. So yeah, sell the Dariuses, I think. Another Lucian is good. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we're playing these Brahms. I honestly might not even hold them. We skipped over Lucian as well. It was a pretty rough roll down. I don't think it was very necessary, and also we just missed some units. So maybe, I mean, unless you don't want to hold the Lucians, but I think you should definitely hold the Lucian pair there. I think that's huge. And we also didn't make our board any stronger. What unit did we even put in? Just Braum? It's definitely worse than 4 Hextech. Braum's an amazing unit on his own, but he's definitely worse than 4 Hextech here. But now our Econ's not in a great spot. Yeah, I think, ooh, I don't know. I mean, selling the Darius is yes, but selling a Sejuani, when a Sejuani pair and a Swain pair, I think we should have just sold the Brahms and played 4 Hextech, and we'd still be making 20. I mean, we'd be making 40, right? I don't think you even need to roll here. I don't think it's necessary. You're at 127 HP. You have a decently strong board. I think you just put in Lucian. You could even build like Renan's Giant Slayer. Wouldn't be terrible. It's like kind of bad, actually. Maybe not Renan's Giant Slayer. Just Renan's and then hold on to the bow plus sword. And look to go like Renan's IE Last Whisper later. And just wait. Yeah, I think 4 Hextech, 2 Twin Shot here would be a totally serviceable board. But instead we do this. I think this griefs our late game a lot, which is a shame because I think our early game was really strong, but I think this puts us in a much worse spot. It's these kind of stuff, and then selling all of these, like I think we go from like really really good spot to like not great spot at all after this. I mean, it's definitely not. It's either Backfoot or Exiles here, and I would honestly just go with win rate, whatever has a higher win rate, because they're both about the same, in my opinion, from the spot. Like, there's not one that I think is like super much better than the other one here. So let's look at stage 3-3. Backfoot is 4.43 and Exiles is 4.49. So I'm down for Backfoot here. I am down for Backfoot here. Don't need to hold a Nocturne. I mean, the Braum pair is... It's great, but like, you have a 5% chance of hitting a 4-cost right now. So this Braum pair is burning a hole in your pocket. Yep, so that in, and then sadly, well, we have this Talon in, which is much worse than the GP, right? Lucian's just going to end up dealing more damage, surely, than the Nocturne plus Talon, I think. Especially if we had slammed more items on him. We'll see. mean, maybe because it's a Nocturne too. A little more damage. I'm down to sell the Brahms here. It's tragic. I mean, you could sell Braum plus Senna, I guess. I'm actually interested to see who does more damage here, Lucian or Nocturne. I feel like it. I mean, Lucian lives so much longer, so this fight is like maybe slightly biased, but let's see. 1300 versus 1000. But I mean, this is Nocturne with Assassin, so I think Lucian with Twin Shot would have done more. But yeah, you should make 30 here. We need to repair our Econ. Really want a glove here. If there's a 2-cost glove, we might be able to get it. If we don't get it, it's not a great spot. This is the only problem with taking early Tiny Titans, is that you're never gonna have good Carousel Prio. We have a sword here. I feel fine about taking a spat and just getting another Striker Emblem like last game. I feel totally fine with that. All right. Oh, and we have a Gnar? I'm down to just make this Striker Emblem and put it on Lucian. What? I am down, and then have 4 Striker in, and our board's really strong. Well, we could be 50 gold. We could be more than 50 gold here in this spot with 4 Striker in, Lucian, Twin Shot. Like, we could be going 7 here on probably still a win streak. So, yeah, I think this was a spot where we didn't need to roll at 6. There are definitely spots where you should roll at 6, but I don't think this was one of them. So we're going to lose a fight here. Still, I think we should be making 40. I think the Brahms plus the Senna are not worth holding on to. It's really good, but I think it's just thinking a little bit too far ahead. We do finally get them in. They just don't interact that well with our board. But I mean, if you want to, hold on to them, right? Blitzcrank in, and then Echo in. I mean, it would have to be over Jarvan, which is a little sad. But then we would get Scrap plus, I mean, we would lose out on 3 Hex Tech, go down to 2, and we'd lose out on Striker, which is a little bad. I mean, I guess you drop the Sejuani then, because it's just a 1-star. But yeah, it's a little bit awkward to make this transition. I would have just sat on the Bruisers for a while, and then if we really want to, we can just hit everything on our roll down at 7, or our roll down at 8, probably. So yeah. I think you're thinking a lot about the 4-4-2 striker board, which I think makes it's really good, but I think you have to focus a little bit more on making econ in the spots where it makes sense. The problem here is, like, it's so sad to have to sell it, but I think you just lose too much econ holding it, and there's only a 5% chance to hit Braum too, so yeah, pretty low. There's Gnar, and I mean, we really want to get we really would like to get the Echo in at 7. Because Blitz over Leona and then Echo in at 7, and you're chilling. We got infinite items. Mostly defensive. We just rolled past a Swain too. I mean, he's not great for a late game board. We rolled past an Echo as well. I would have got the Echo in. We rolled past a Blitzcrank. I think you need to be a little bit more, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for in these roll downs. We missed a bunch of Echoes, which I think is a really good unit to get in. And we got in for Striker, and there's Sivir as well. But I mean, like, if you're thinking really hard about going for the Sivir Striker board, we just missed out on Echo, like infinite Echoes. Yeah. Yeah, I think this roll down's a bit. I think you should pick up the Echoes. Like, maybe you don't have to pick up the Swain too if you want to change your entire board. Like, we're almost at... And also, you skipped a Blitzcrank, which I wonder... Like, if you're looking to play this Bodyguards variant, why not pick up the Blitzcranks? It's better than Leona, because it gives you Scrap. I mean, Leona 2 is better than Blitz, but we could have Blitz 2 over Leona 1. But yeah, it's strange to me. I mean, it's hard to get in 4 Scrap here, so we'd be sitting on 2 Scrap for a while. We hit a decent number of units. We also have to figure out all of our item slams. But yeah, I mean, I think we should have slammed Striker Emblem earlier. Then we can have Last Whisper slammed. Probably Titans for Irelia. And then it could be like Locket plus hold on to this cloak, maybe? We can also reforge something. It's not on Gnar. Yeah, there's Last Whisper. Rageblade is also really good. That's true. Maybe that's actually best. Yeah, I'm actually down. Okay, we locked the shop. But I mean, theoretically, you can just sell units, right? And just buy both instead of blocking it. But, I mean, locking... Yeah, I think we should have sold units and not had it locked. Blitzcranking is good, but we don't need it in 3 bodyguard. That's a bit excessive. We still need... Yeah, make Striker Emblem here. And you have to put it on someone random. I mean, Striker Emblem's amazing. I don't see... Yeah, definitely make it from this spot, and then, sure, Blitzcrank, why not? Anyone. Probably Blitz is the best, actually. I mean, I can't say that this fight was a 6 striker diff, but it would have been nice. We hit our Relia 2 there? That's really nice. And another Sivir? Oh my goodness. It's rough. We rolled so much at 7, and I don't know that we really needed to roll down that much at 7. We're at 92 HP. We could have had better econ here. Strike Emblem... I mean, I'm fine for it on Blitzcrank. I'd rather have another tank item on Braum. You should scout around and see how vulnerable Sivir is in this spot, because she might get, like, Zephyred or anything. Yeah, I think we'd have had way more income here. Though, I mean, we wouldn't have had Sivir, I guess, if we didn't do all that rolling. Oh. I'll probably get destroyed by this guy. Yeah, I mean, he has a pretty strong board, Brand 3, with this stuff. But yeah, I think we should have a lot more econ in this spot, because I think we rolled too much at 6 for not very much. And I think we could have sacked a little bit more econ and then just rolled down at 4-5 at level 8 for this board. As opposed to the way we did it here, where we rolled everything down at 7, made it much harder to hit Sivir. We're looking for our last Sivir item in this spot. Go check your board so I can see what items you have, because, I mean, we'll see in a sec. Glove, sword, chain vest. Okay, so you're looking for QSS here. I think that's totally good. Wow, and we natural the Sivir. That's an insane high roll. That's so good for us. Okay, so now we can just go 8. Hands up. I think you picked the right item. I still would have liked Striker Emblem on Blitzcrank, just because he's easier to sell. And I mean, now we have the Braum pair, so we get the upside. Yeah, we've also not been making backstop value this whole game, which I've been focusing on other stuff, so I haven't thought about too much. But yeah, I think this type of positioning that you have here is much better. Still, though, the talent is a lot of work. Close fight, but we're going to lose it. Still 67 HP because of Tiny Titans. Nice augment. Another Striker Emblem? But 4 of a kind isn't good. I guess you just take item grab bag here. I don't think another Striker Emblem really does that much for us. Like, we could take out Gnar, I guess? I'm kind of fine with just taking more items. I don't think it's this. What does this really do for you? It just gives you gold. But, like, I mean, the only possibility is that we hit, I don't think you play any of these units. I think this is, I mean, sure. Striker Emblem Zeri is better, but we're not going to hit Zeri too. From this spot. It's not going to happen. We've just downgraded our front line a lot. I don't think this is the right play. I think you just stick with your bodyguards. Because we were already having issues with frontline, right? Like, how much damage is this Zeri really going to do? Close? Can Zeri win it? Zeri to 2600? Not too bad. I'd probably still this in the Aurelia. I think I would have rather just kept the Brahmin. I mean, Striker Zeri could be good later. But not right now. But yeah, I think I would have just taken the items. Just because, yeah, I don't think this does that much for our board. Okay, so we got... Oh, okay. So we have a... I mean, we have even more attack speed, which isn't even that great. I guess it's not this. I guess it's Zephyr, and then you scrap the sword on Aurelia. That sounds perfect to me. Because we don't need more attack speed. Zeke's is a really good item, but in this spot, I don't think it matters that much. Yeah, that, and then... I mean, BT's not terrible either. I would prefer the Zephyr. Like, in this spot, we can Zephyr the... we can Zephyr that Echo, we could Zephyr the GP. I think it'd be better if we had Zephyr here. It kind of wrecked. We have a lot of gold. We should level next round. Because, like... Okay, if we had kept Braum in, I don't feel bad about leveling here and putting in Zeri, but the fact that we have no frontline now is a bit rough. I'm down a level here. I think we're playing it a bit greedy. Like, I think you should level at 5-2 here. Oh my god, Leona 3. We have everything grouped around, which is decent versus these Sins players, which is not bad. She do be autoing. Can we kill? Oh god. Dude, the Sin player is hitting us for infinite. We just don't have the front line. Like, does bodyguards not win you this fight? I feel like it might, just because the extra armor and just the CC from Braum. I feel like it's very possible that it wins you this fight. You have to level here, come on. I mean, Braum is a huge spike for this board. You're not going to sack 1 gold to level. You literally sack 1 gold to level here. I think it's totally reasonable. Yeah, and I think the Sivir positioning is a bit more appropriate. Yeah, I do feel like Sivir in the middle there is kind of bad. I think you can hook this brand. I mean, you don't know that you're going to fight this guy, but I'm pretty sure if you put Blitz here, he hooks the brand. I'm pretty sure this Cubby is hookable. It might be you have to position him here. I'm like 90% sure if you put the Blitzcrank in this Cubby right here, he hooks the brand. Which would absolutely devastate this guy. Not 100% because I haven't done it recently, but I'm pretty sure if you put Blitz here, he's furthest from this as opposed to from the back line. But yeah, you'd have to try it. But yeah, I think this is too greedy. I think the Braum spikes are bored enough that you should definitely play it. Okay. So we can look for an Aurelia item here or frontline item here. I'm done for Shroud. Shroud looks good to me. QSS. I think we're still tunneled too much on on offensive items. I think tank items are really valuable here. And just in general. Okay, so we're rolling for Braum and Sivir 2. Or we already have Sivir 2, so it's really just Braum 2, which I don't feel so bad about rolling for. We hit a lot of stuff. We missed a Zeri 2, which is really rough, but I mean, you don't need me to tell you that. Close to Sivir 3, which is why this VOD is called Sivir 3, I'm pretty sure. Wait, when did we get a Nikos? We had a Nikos for such a long time? Wait, I'm going crazy. You got that off Raptors? I guess I skipped through it. Yeah, we got a Nikos as well. Oh, man. We never had Nikos the Zeri. I completely missed that Nikos. What a greedy game. Oh my goodness. Okay, but we roll down forever. I think it might be okay to not Nikos the Zeri. Yeah, I mean, we're healthy enough. I think you can play this greedy. So we're about to hit Sivir 3. That's cool. Totally good. Six striker Sivir 3. And I think the VOD says this game's a 4th. So what happens here? Because like we should win most fights. Our board looks totally fine. I mean, we could get Silco in over yeah, I mean, she should be shredding boards. We should win most fights, I imagine. Not every fight, but wait, did I miss a fight? No, he was just looking at someone else. Okay. But I mean, I don't know that we should go first. I mean, we would have saved a little bit of HP by putting that Braum in. It could have been a lot of HP. Like, that loss was like at least 10 HP. So we would have saved more HP putting that Braum in there. Oh, also, scrap this Giant spell, bruh. Put it on Aurelia or on Blitz. Probably on Blitz, just because it's easiest. Like, that's actually huge. This could be rolling Zephyrs. Oh, scrap. It's pretty big. Jinx is way better here. Yep. You know. That is good. That is good. We could also hit Aurelia here, but seems unlikely after all this rolling, so that's fine. This is a great board. I don't feel bad about... Ooh. I mean, we already have Scrappin off the Jinx, I guess? I wonder if that's better. Huh. I don't actually feel terrible about this. Jace over Blitzcrank here? It's not bad. Okay. I can get down with this. Yeah, I think it's fine. Sivir ulted. We are shredding... We lost to the brand guy. Is there a way that we win this fight? I mean, I guess big problem is most of our team got shrouded. If we scout for the shroud, maybe we can win this fight. I mean, that's the biggest thing, right? We also, our Braum's a little bit less tanky because we don't have bodyguards in. I wonder, I mean, look how close Braum is to casting. He literally starts casting and doesn't. I wonder if the bodyguard shield is enough to make him cast here. Like, how much better is Jace than Blitzcrank? I don't think it's that much better. It's hard, but we already have Armor Shred off of the Sivir, so we don't need Jace frontline for the Armor Shred. I think the Blitzcrank is a bit tankier with the bodyguards. I don't know if it would win you this fight, but it could. I think it might be Blitzcrank better than Jace here. It's close though. Oh, and because we took the Blitzcrank out, we didn't have this item slammed. Slamming this item on Braum has to be enough to win that fight, even if that's an AP. I mean, just getting the Braum ult off will win us that fight. That's like a really small thing that ends up mattering a lot, right? Because we lose a ton of HP there. But yeah, I think it was still Blitzcrank in. Or if you're taking Blitzcrank out, you definitely have to. Ooh, I don't like this Jarvan positioning. Because now Jarvan is gonna walk up and be out of range of the Sivir. He actually got pulled, so maybe he'll be in range. But you always want this Jarvan ult. I think it's 3 hexes. You always want the Jarvan to be as close to Sivir as possible, like here or here, where Braum or Rek'Sai are, because you want the ult to hit the Sivir. Putting him here means he's gonna walk up right here and start autoing here, and it's not gonna ult the Sivir. So that's not good. And we actually lost this fight as well, so it's a 4th. I mean, what are we fighting against? Jinx 2? Trapclaw? And a GP3? I can see us losing this fight. I mean, it's hard to say that this fight's a Blitzcrank diff. I think we're just at the point where our board's a little bit weaker than a lot of people. Also, an IE would be really good here. I wonder if an IE would be better than anything we have. You get so much attack. If you actually get Sivir 3, like, you get so much attack speed that you probably just want the IE. But yeah, it's actually a 4th there with Sivir 3. I mean, I think I talked through a lot of small and big things that could have improved your placement. I think we would have had way more econ here if we... Like, our econ's actually in such a nice spot here. I think just the entire way that we handle the level 3 to roll down is not great. I just don't think we needed to roll it down in this way. And I think holding onto this, these 2 Brahms is not worth it. If it was like 2 Sivers, sure. But like 2 Brahms, I wouldn't hold on to here. But yeah, I think that roll down messes us up. Just talking from an econ perspective. And then the roll down at 7 as well, I think it's a bit unnecessary. Like, let's see. We're level 6 here. We level up and start rolling immediately. I mean, our board's not so strong. You can make the argument to roll a bit here. Until you hit a Sivir and a really... Or even a Gnar too. You could carry for a while. You'll just have to find another Gnar later. But you should probably start rolling at this point. And we would have made so much more econ here. Like, I actually... No, I don't think you need to roll here because of the Tiny Titans were 117 HP. You can just sack the next 3 rounds and roll here. I mean, you'd have so much more. You'd have so much more gold if you didn't roll at 6 and just played the strongest board, which I believe is Lucian plus GP, 4 Hextech, Twin Shot, Bruiser Striker. And then you can get in like Echo at 7, probably, if you really want to play this. This bodyguard board. Yeah, I don't think you need to roll as much at 6. And then you might have a little bit less HP, but probably not even. I think you're totally fine. And then you can still sack these rounds and then just roll down here. Probably not a fast 9 game, but I think it was a fast 8 game, especially with Tiny Titans. Then we would have had way much more HP, or way more income, which would have allowed us to hit, like if we hit Sivir as fast as we did here, just with more gold, then we could have potentially gone 9. I also think this caps your board out a bit more. I don't think this augment did very much for you. And I'm pretty sure if you look at win rates for it, let me pull it up real quick just to make sure. I think taking this augment last is not that crazy, but maybe I'll eat my words. It's no, it's 5 something, high 5, 4.55 average placement. Item bag? Gotta have bag in the name. Bag. Where's the bag? It's not called item. What is it called in English? I'm scrolling through augments to look to try to see what its average placement is. Maybe my words because I don't see it yet. There's no way it's terrible though, right? Rich Get Richer, Junkyard, Golden Gifts. I saw gold reserves and I thought that's what it was. Component grab bag for 4.46 is the average placement. Not much worse. But I don't think you need these 5 costs here. I think you're maybe hoping to hit like a Jinx or a Galio or something. But like oftentimes it'll just be this, and you end up getting baited by the Zeries, which isn't that useful either. We could have also made Zeri too. It's just she doesn't do that much in our comp. I mean, I wonder if it's just I don't like Zeri too that much as a unit, but I wonder if like we get Nikos here. What if we just Nikos, make Zeri 2, end up playing a Jhin plus like Oriana, drop down to 4 striker and play that? It might not be so bad. I'm not 100% sure though. Um, but yeah, I think there are a lot of small things this game that could have improved your placement, as there are with like every game basically. Overall, played pretty well though. Okay, let's see. We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. I will try to answer a couple of questions too, just because I want to do them as well. So let's see. Here, I will just do this first one, and I have to open up a screenshot to do it. So let's display capture this up. And let's zoom out of it so we can see everything. Okay. So the question is it better this board, Silco 1 and Lucian, or 4 scraps, just like I did? Okay, so we theoretically have the option to get in Silco 1 plus Lucian or 4 scraps. So to go out of 4 scraps, because we're playing Jinx, we're always going to play Jinx, we're always going to play Aurelia. So the question is, do you take out Ziggs plus Echo to get in Lucian plus Silco here? I mean, first of all, Ziggs is out for Blitzcrank every time, right? He gives you bodyguards and he's just a better unit. I mean, it's pretty minute, but you have an Echo 2-star with a Frozen Heart. I think this is your best board. Just get in Blitzcrank. Silco's really nice. The only way to get in Silco would be like cut these two and only play 4 strikers, which I would do if I had like another unit, like I was talking about in the last coaching, like earlier, where you could potentially play something like Silco Jace here if you hit them both 2 stars because you're level 9. But I think over the Echo 2 and 4 scrap and just playing Blitzcrank, I think it's not as good. Okay, I did that one really quick. Okay, but the other ones are kind of like big questions. Okay, so that is the session. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope everyone on YouTube enjoyed it as well. Once again, if you want coaching, just reach out to me on Discord. My rate is $30 an hour, so $30 for one of these sessions. We can do a live session or a session like this where I go through VODs. This is easier if you have like problems scheduling. I know some people reach out to me and be like, hey, I have an 8-hour time difference. I feel like this is probably easier if you have a big time difference or something like that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And once again, as always, thanks for asking me for coaching, and yeah, let me know if you need any more.